You're listening to the Chatter Squadron Weekly News Roundup. Listen every Tuesday to stay current on the latest Star Wars news.
Merry Christmas!
Jonny, Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chatter Squadron, the yearly news roundup. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Aww.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we are past Christmas, Johnny.
It warms the cockles of my heart.
I was looking at your cockles earlier, and they were warm.
I thought they were cold, so if he needs to warm them up a little bit longer, that's fine.
Thank you.
We had a break, and it was glorious.
Man,
Johnny and I
wasn't
went
it?
to Orlando. We had a good time down there.
You should have said, and we visit all the pyramids.
Yeah. And man, the Leaning Tower of Pisa was crazy.
Yeah, who knew that
knew?
it was in France?
But no, so we went down there. I caught a cold, which you can hear right now.
That's what you get when you spend time in the most populated worldwide place in the world.
Seriously. Calhoun, well, you actually lived there for a little bit.
I did.
But Calhoun had a great Christmas party, which we all had a good time at. Calhoun gave me a cactus. I named him Marcus. He is in my house right now.
Marcus the Cactus.
Yep.
Marcus Aurelius or just Marcus?
Ooh, Marcus Aurelius?
Oh, yes.
Yay!
what?
Which
My favorite emperor.
Which I feel like
He is
bringing
my
up
favorite.
on air. Calhoun, how do you take care of a cactus? How often do you water it? Johnny, you have cactus as well.
Me personally,
Plenty of cactus.
I've
Cacti.
never watered a cactus in my life.
What do you do for a cactus, Johnny?
Mego usually handles the watering.
Okay.
She does like once every week or maybe every 4 days.
Just like a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay.
I imagine, like, for the size of cactus that I gave you,
Yeah.
maybe a cup of water every 30 days.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Marcus is a big boy. Well, Marcus has several.
Yeah, it's
Spark-
like
spark.
there's several stalks.
It's like what is Diglett's
Yeah, Doug Trio.
Doug Trio, but
Except
he was
there's
like Doug
five oh.
Doug Sexteen for
Just make sure you have like, do you have near a window or something like that?
yeah, it's near a window and near a wall.
Well, in Ohio, that might not mean anything, so you might need to get one of them grow lamps.
A grow lamp for a cactus.
We have 2 grow lamps
Oh,
for all
yeah.
our cactus.
Hey,
smart.
guess what? It's 2019.
Oh
right
yeah, it's
now.
not Christmas anymore. It's
No.
the new year.
Can you believe it?
We're ringing in the new year, and I hope you are.
Ring it
too.
out. I mean
yeah.
in.
ring out that old year.
Yeah.
Ring in that new year.
Get all this old
It's like
gear out.
swapping
These
towels
metaphors.
in the bathroom. Like my hand towel, you got all crusty and stuff after a while.
Whoa,
what?
Let's move on.
You know how your hand
Move on
towels
from that.
get crusty and
Yeah. From all the
cleaning the
crustaceans.
cockles.
Oh,
We have
because
very dirty water up
'cause
here
you-
in Cleveland.
you bathe in the ocean. That's-
yeah, that's what it is.
So it's the new year. 2018 was kind of a weird year for Star Wars, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But there was a lot of announcements. There was several things that just kind of popped up, meaning like Resistance and the Galaxy of Heroes. That just like, hey, this is happening, and it's happening right now.
One could argue that also happened with Solo.
Yeah. And
Hey,
we'll-
it's happening, and it happens
right
right
now.
now.
and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But there's a lot of stuff we're looking forward to in 2019. One of the biggest things, and then I want to jump back and we'll go over our stuff, but one of the biggest things is we will be at Star Wars Celebration
Just counting down the days, man.
in April. So if you're going to Star Wars Celebration, you know someone who is, contact us. We want to talk to people there.
Yeah.
We have sketch ideas. We have interview ideas. We have a lot of ideas we want to do. And if you are going, we would love to have more people be a part of it. I promise that I will not be as sick as I am now.
Yeah, because we don't want you coughing over our listeners. It's very nice to meet you. And
I will
go
be
over there,
wearing
Tyler.
probably a black shirt. Tyler probably also a black shirt and probably a blue shirt for Calhoun.
Like a soccer jersey, probably.
Yeah, so
I'll
just
try and keep it on brand. I've got plenty of Star Wars. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, Calhoun has died.
I cannot tell a lie. It was my body was stopping me from telling you how much Star Wars stuff I have.
You have
I've
3
known
Star
you.
Wars shirts.
I have 4.
4.
Actually, I think I have more than that, but still.
I've only got like 4. Yeah.
I'll try and be on brand while we're there. I would love to go like in costume, but that's we'll have
Wow,
to figure
just
that
adding
out.
more onto your plate.
I
there,
know,
Mike
right?
Calhoun.
Oh man,
Just go
it's
dressed
Star
as
Wars Celebration, guys. It's gonna be like.
Sorry, I was not looking at Calhoun. I know Star Wars Celebration. It's so exciting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we should be going in costume.
dude.
I'll
It's
dress
almost
up like
like
you, and you dress up like Johnny, and Johnny.
I'm gonna get a full bodysuit that makes me Greedo.
That's
I'm just gonna
Oh,
walk
not a
around.
bad idea. You would make a great Greedo.
What does that mean?
And then you'll have a. You've got really puckered lips.
Yeah, you'd make a great weird guy who says like 2 lines.
Yeah,
Get shot in the face. From
Thanks.
under a table.
yeah. Okay,
You would fit perfectly.
So
in that
we're
role.
going to Star Wars Celebration. Hit us up. We would love to hang out. I know a couple people have said they would like to meet up with us. One person promised us drinks. So I forget who you are, but I'm
We
looking forward to
anticipate
that.
drinks.
Yeah. So and then one more caveat before we jump into going to last year, because it's 2019 right now. If I sneeze or cough or whatever, I apologize to you people, and I will do it as far away from the mic as possible. If you're listening in headphones right now, that you don't get a big papa. That's how I sneeze. Papa.
Like some sort of marshmallow shooter. That's how he sneezes.
Sounds like
Stop
grenade
sneezing.
launchers.
Oh, Stop
I'm
sneezing
sorry. I was
into the mic.
sneezing directly into the mic.
Yeah, that's how I sneeze. All right, Calhoun, would you like to bring up some of the things that you loved last year?
Yes, from 2018. I just want to go over my top 3 things.
Right.
I kind of jumped the gun when we were planning this episode, and I was like, I'm listing my top 3 things, and obviously they kind of overlap with you guys. But my number one thing that I wrote down was freaking Solo, man.
Yes.
Solo blew my mind. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was.
It might
was very
be
good.
the highlight of 2018 in terms of Star Wars.
Surely. And how crazy is this? The number of people that still haven't seen it. And
I know.
And here's the thing. Just because it's later in the year that it was released, why should I expect more people to have seen it by now? Because it had such a soft release.
Yeah.
All of my sketch group members have yet to see Solo, except for Tabitha Jones, who saw it with me.
Tabitha Jones, one of our members of the Chatter Squadron.
You're right. She is our number one guest.
Yeah.
I just love this movie, and I think, like I said before we started recording, it may have replaced another one in my top Star Wars lineup. I'm not prepared to reveal such a lineup yet, but holy crap.
I would actually love to reveal my lineup right now,
Let's hear it.
which kind of will give weight to what's going on in Star Wars. It's Empire Strikes Back, New Hope, I think The Force Awakens,
Oh, it's so good.
then Rogue One, and then Return of the Jedi. The issue for me with Solo is it's just pure fun.
I see.
And while I could watch it probably more than a lot of the movies in my top, like I would watch it again and again, that doesn't make it the best for me. The best for me is just the weight of Empire, the weight of A New Hope, the weight of The Force Awakens. You know, there is so much going on in it. Solo might not have this big pool in terms of people loving it as much because of that lack of weight.
I see.
But
I see.
that should not drive anybody away from watching it.
Are you sleeping over there, bud?
No.
Oh, okay. I heard a really loud inhale. That's
Oh, sorry.
I think Johnny's. I think
A little
Johnny's.
stuffed up.
I
so.
think Johnny's getting mad at me for trouncing on Solo. What were your thoughts about
He's,
Solo?
he's doing some heavy huffs and
No, I
puffs.
actually agree in some way. I mean, I liked it a lot. I saw it twice in theaters.
Same.
I mean,
Did we see it together? That's the funny thing. I don't think
think-
we all saw it
no, I
together,
don't think we
which is
did.
really funny.
I saw it once with my family and then once with someone else. I forget. But
Someone else is probably your wife. Someone.
wife
Who
or-
cares?
you know, she's always no. I love my wife. If you're listening,
She's just always there.
I love my wife.
Oh my God.
What is? Anyway, so
Anyway, Star Wars.
Let's talk about why we think it didn't succeed like it did.
Yeah, I know you have a lot of thoughts about why it didn't succeed as well as it should have.
Johnny has more of an analysis than we did.
well, I've said it before, so I don't want to harp on it too much. But I just think that if it would have come out right now,
Oh yeah.
I
This
think
month.
they
Or last month, rather.
they underestimated how much people would talk about Last Jedi. Yeah. So I think kind of overshadowed that release. And so I think they gave more time to people to digest that one. But I mean, how would they know?
Do you really think that people would have given The Last Jedi less stick if Solo came out later? I think it might have made people stew a little longer.
They might stew longer, but when it comes, it'd give them longer to process it.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
But then, I just think about all the YouTubers and stuff that
Oh,
make
it's endless.
reviews. Oh, yeah, you're right. It is endless. It's an endless pit.
I mean,
of
that's
content.
what people still are, rag on the prequels. But I think the prequels have gotten to a point now where it's like, oh, they're like terrible. Everyone knows, but they're like endearing in some
They're
way.
charming. Yeah,
Well, it's
you're
a-
right.
That's what
You're-
this will happen to this one.
At
You're
this
right.
point, it's a part of Star Wars, and the prequels aren't completely terrible. I'll say that, and a lot of people really like them, and I think it's because Star Wars has been moving on, and people
Yeah.
just accept
Right.
movies as Star Wars. And 30 years from now, The Last Jedi is not going to still be the topic of conversation.
No.
We'll be talking about season 26 of The Mandalorian.
I'll tell you this.
That's going to be wild.
This time next year, I don't think people are going to be talking about Last Jedi.
The whole scope of Star Wars is changing completely in that podcasts and YouTube didn't exist when the Clone Wars came out.
No.
We're in the middle of a new trilogy, and we're in a different world. It's interesting, and we've never experienced what people were talking about for the 2 years between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. We've talked about this many times on the show before.
Right.
We also don't know what people were talking about at our age, in their 20s, between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
No.
I bet people were like, we're panicked.
Right.
How will this end?
Right.
It's a disaster at the moment. Now, I'm not saying that we're drawing that same comparison. We like the current trilogy, but some people are like, how are they going to do it? It's a
Right.
disaster.
And
what might come from this episode 9, which is coming up this year, which is getting me
Crazy.
super excited. Thank God 2019 is here, but I think this new movie is going to redeem a lot of minds.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to it.
I
I can't wait for the first trailer.
I have seen so much change in 2018 because of The Last Jedi. People were just stuck on The Force Awakens who didn't like it. That's all they were really talking about. And their only gripes were just kind of trivial. I heard a lot of really good people pick apart The Force Awakens, but a lot of it was just Kylo Ren's too whiny. It's too much like A New Hope, like these types of things. The Last Jedi has been this complex, almost like a pomegranate, where there's so many seeds of what people could not like or
Right.
do like or whatever it is, and it's just like endless. What I've seen is people just immediately switch to The Last Jedi and haven't really talked about The Force Awakens, haven't really talked about Rogue One, haven't really talked about Solo. It's all been about The Last Jedi. And what I've seen of that is some good things. People have went from calling Kylo a whiny kid to people, nobody's calling him a whiny kid anymore. I mean, I'm sure some people are.
Right.
But from his portrayal in The Last Jedi, he's went from this to that.
Yeah.
And people have kind of lost that, but also people have kind of lost all the great things from The Force Awakens in the Last Jedi because people all see those characters as what, I don't know what they are. Like people don't like Finn as much as they did before.
Yeah,
And
you're
I've
right.
seen
That's
that
an
in
odd
I've seen
thing.
that in 2018 that people have just grouped Finn in the boring part of The Last Jedi and then they don't like Finn anymore. Which was one of the best parts of The Force Awakens was Finn.
True.
Yeah, I think it was unfortunate they gave him some comedic scenes in Last Jedi. I was like,
He had plenty of comedic scenes in The Force Awakens too. So I think people are just misjudging how many and maybe.
Yeah.
We're
feel-
talking a lot about The Last Jedi.
But that's
yeah. Were we talking about Solo?
I know. My point with that is people are taking characters and little things about The Last Jedi and focusing on those as opposed to Solo.
yes.
The issue I feel with that is Han Solo wasn't in The Last Jedi. So Han Solo is not on anybody's tongues because all they want to do is talk about The Last Jedi. But there's just a movie about Han Solo that just came out. But no. We're talking about Finn. We're talking about Rose. We're talking about Luke. We're talking about Leia. We're not talking about Han Solo. But he just had a movie.
Right.
Let's talk about Darth Maul. Darth Maul was in the movie.
Yeah.
And that was a great little tie-in, but no one's talking about that.
Yeah.
They want to talk about Snoke and Kylo and
Yeah.
Well, outside the movie realm, let's move on. Let's talk about something that's coming up this year. The opening at the end of this year, Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah. And in the summer, Galaxy's Edge in California.
Yes.
But if we
we're
go,
biased.
we're probably
We're on
going to
the
go
East Coast.
Yeah, we're probably going to go to Orlando.
But West Coast listeners, when you listen to this podcast 4 hours from now, you guys are spoiled in that you'll be able to experience Galaxy's Edge California.
Yeah, they're
And
always behind the time, so they wanted to give them something early.
You're right. The sun, they're always behind the sunrise, so they wanted to give them something a few months early.
Johnny and I were in Orlando, and there was a heck ton of Star Wars stuff. They even had
bet.
the Star Wars VR thing we covered.
Oh, we should have done it.
Why
I
didn't
know.
you?
I'm beating. It was like $50.
No, it was 38 per person.
Oh, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
And
We
then
should have
there
done it
was-
anyway.
How many
I
people did you
know.
have with you?
Well, only Tyra and I wanted to do it, so we should have just done it.
Yeah, our wives were gonna sacrifice and say, "Oh, we don't have to go and everything."
We're like,
I beat myself up too much.
no.
$35. That's what 70.
$70 to
$70.
come back and tell me all about it, man.
know,
I would
I
have given
know.
you $70 to
I'm
tell me all about
sorry.
it.
I
We
think
passed up the opportunity to do that same thing, only it wasn't Star Wars branded or whatever in Toronto. It was
Yeah.
another VR thing. But
Yeah.
okay, so tell me about what the things you did experience in Orlando while with your brief time there.
in relation to Star Wars, they had some merch that like was referencing Galaxy Edge. They had
yeah.
some like just like park art.
Yeah, like you
concept
could
art.
the concept art you could get framed, and you could get like
It was-
a big thing of that concept art
It was
of
pretty penny.
yes.
I have,
And
I have a little thing I want to read after you guys tell me about Galaxy's Edge. the
you can
anticipation.
tell, and I'll put it this way: you can tell they are getting ready to turn everything about Disney over to Star Wars for at least a year.
Yeah,
That's
tell
really
they're-
what they should do.
You can tell they are pushing the old movies, the kind of current movies and stuff, but every single store had something that had to do with Star Wars, and it could just expand from there.
it's like Universal doubled down on Harry
Harry
Potter, so Disney's like, we'll do Star Wars.
Yeah.
I learned something very recently that's been public knowledge for a long time, but Epcot originated as a city. Walt Disney was planning on building a new kind of American metropolis, and it was going to be centered around Epcot Center. So it was going to be this worldwide come and see. It was going to be like a world fair, a new world fair. Come and see what this new city is like. This is how society is going to be built soon. So in anticipation of building this new city, Walt bought land the size of like buying like a metropolis, like a Cleveland metropolitan area.
Yeah.
There's more land there. They can put more parks and more things in that area. There's no limits because of all the land that Disney Corporation owns. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Well, it sucks that they have no money. You know,
Yeah, they're so broke. I'm gonna read this very brief thing that I wrote about Galaxy's Edge and just my excitement.
And while he loads that up, we are planning to try and get down there, try and do something there. It's not on the docket right now because the Star Wars Celebration is kind of forward in our mind.
Yeah.
But at some point we will be at Galaxy's Edge and cover that because dinero is an issue.
Oh, surely.
But I will bring up to you guys a way that we can kind of very cheaply get there and be a part of it. So
Here's my
that's on the schedule for us.
So when I was a young lad going to school down in Orlando, like you guys were saying, from time to time I would casually stroll into Universal Studios, which is where my school was located, on the back lot of Universal Studios. And I didn't go to the Universal Studios a lot. But one day I had the urge to go see the Harry Potter world.
Yeah.
Because I had never seen it. I had never seen pictures. I just heard about it.
Which one did you go to, Hogsmeade or the Diagon Alley?
Diagon Alley, which is connected. It's
it's
connected. But the way to get there, there's only one way, and I kind of stumbled upon it. I was walking through, and I was just lost. I was alone. I wasn't with any of my classmates, and I see this just big brick wall, and that's how you get in. And I was like, I don't know where I am. I'm looking around, so I just go around the wall, and I'm looking at the ground mostly. I'm just kind of like looking for where I'm going, and it was like a movie. It was like I was a little kid again. It was like when I turned the corner around that brick wall.
It's huge.
I was 10, and I looked up because it is on an incline, so you feel small.
Yeah.
And I looked up and I see the dragon and I see all the shops and they're playing the music, and I nearly cried. And I imagine
It is magical.
that the moment that we walk into Galaxy's Edge, I'm gonna weep.
Yeah.
I am going to weep.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna look just like I'm in Mos Eisley with Alec Guinness, and I'm gonna be. It's gonna hurt me inside. It's gonna be so amazing. I can't wait.
All I've wanted in my life is to step into Star Wars.
I know.
And Disney is apparently just throwing everything they can into this new land. And your story about Diagon Alley, which is, Harry Potter, I've never really seen Harry Potter, read Harry Potter, know anything about Harry Potter. But my wife and I,
You were getting into it.
We were trying to find Jonny and Megan, and we just so happened to say, "What's here?
Oh,
What's
wow.
this place everyone keeps going into?" We go around that same wall, and right as we come into Diagon Alley, the dragon spit fire.
Oh wow.
And I was like, "What the heck is this?" I didn't know. I didn't see pictures. I didn't know that I saw the dragon and stuff. I didn't know what it was though.
yeah.
And it was massive and immersive. And the music is playing and the dragon's spitting fire and everyone's around and people are waving wands. And I was like floored.
It was like you're in the movie.
Megan was a little girl running around. We got one of those interactive wands. And
Oh man, I wanted one of those.
She was running around. They were like $50, but
Yeah, I know.
she was going everywhere. We got to go to all of them.
And I got to try
It's
them
gonna
too.
be us. We're gonna have our interactive lightsabers.
There's going to be Force stuff. There has to be Force
They
things.
probably will do. I wonder how they'll do that.
Maybe gloves.
Maybe like that. Maybe like a ring.
I was thinking it's gonna be like an amulet, and you just kind of like wear it on. It'd be like a badge.
Or how would they do the motion?
Probably a lightsaber. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They could sell like wands. They could sell lightsabers that
Maybe like a lightsaber wand or whatever.
right, but and then it just has the thing on the top, and then you point your lightsaber at something, do it. They could rip it off completely.
Why not?
So yeah, Galaxy's Edge, incredible.
And
Talk about Thrawn.
Oh man. Okay. My other number one thing. I have 3 number ones. I don't have 1, 2, and 3. The release of Throne Alliances. The first book I could not put down. I couldn't stop reading, and this one that I'm on now, which I got for Christmas, which was a great gift. I'm on chapter 4, and I'm just blazing through it. I'm loving it.
I can't wait to. I'm still on the waiting list to
Oh, for
listen to it.
I'll let you borrow the book once
I
I'm done
can't
with
read.
it. I don't know how to read.
Yeah.
The audiobook
What's
is
up? My
absolutely
name's Tyler. I'm
amazing.
26, and I never learned how to read.
Man, preparing these documents is always very difficult because
It's a lot of pictures.
2 out of 3. It's a lot of pictures.
But no, I'm really excited about Thrawn, and I can't wait. Over the break, I listened to one of our past episodes,
Okay.
and when we kind of fan casted what projects are going to be what,
Yes.
Jonny came up with the noir Boba Fett in love with Captain Phasma. dang, I forget what you came up with, but I came up with Ryan Johnson's trilogy taking place in the unknown regions. And Thrawn was like one of the only characters that we knew in the unknown regions. And I was like, man, they can do so much with Thrawn.
They can do anything they want. Well, I mean, at this point, with 3 books and a show tie-in,
Yeah.
they have some limitations, but that's fine. There's still that opportunity for that live action show. I can't wait. I want them to do it. I want them to do it.
So-
But we'll see.
Here are a couple things that well, 3 things that I was excited about that kind of take us into this new year, 2019. The Mandalorian was announced.
Oh man,
I'm a huge fan of episodic storytelling. And when I learned about the composers, the actors, and the directors
Right.
for this show, it's going to be mind blowing.
Oh man, you would love Star Wars.
Yeah? What is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
do you guys think that Star Wars is going in a more TV direction? Like not
Everything is.
completely, but yeah. Okay, yeah. That's what I'm getting at. Do you think everything is
Everything's going to be more consumable soon.
streamable?
Possibly the anthology films will be a little less. The shows might be a little more. I mean,
Wow,
if
that
we're
would be
looking
bizarre.
if we're looking at like the British, like we've talked about over
Yeah.
the break, they have like a season, well, a series. They have like a series or 2, and then they're just done.
Yeah, and sometimes there's 6 to 10 episodes.
Right. So say not just Rogue One because it's the first thing I can think of. Just Rogue One, a 10-episode season, and that's
People
it.
would be satisfied.
And that's it. So
That's 10 hours of high quality Star Wars content.
right, and here's the thing about the Mandalorian: they are setting the groundwork and the mold for what these shows can be. Because that goes into my next one, the Rogue One prequel show with Cassian and Diego Luna, and he loves Yabba. Oh, Yabba!
Yeah, but I want to touch his
I want to touch Yabba's
I
skin.
want to feel the texture
Um,
of his skin
so
and his tongue.
there.
I'd give him a kiss.
I mean, it's
A French kiss.
it's just mesmerizing. Diego Luna and Cassian are going to be stepping into that mold that the Mandalorian is setting right now. What's the standard for these Star Wars shows?
I like that you regard them as 2 separate people. Cassian and
Diego Luna
And I was like,
and
"This is the
Cassian.
same person.
They'll both be stepping into the roles of Diego Luna and Cassian,
Yeah.
respectively.
Yes.
But Diego
They
Luna,
are the same.
Correct.
Cassian is playing Diego Luna and vice versa. But no, in terms of
Wait, what?
this Diego Luna being the head, the lead actor for this show coming up, he is going to be stepping into that mold that Pedro Pascal is setting for the Mandalorian, and then Cassian has to kind of match the Mandalorian, because the Mandalorian, I feel, is going to be the show. What he does is going to drive the show.
I'm calling it right now. Pedro Pascal is going to have a slight Southern accent.
You think?
I don't know,
Southern?
maybe.
Well,
Or like it. I'm just thinking of what was that movie?
Prospect.
Prospect. Yeah, that slight
I
Southern accent.
love that movie.
It was so good.
in Fun and Villainy, in a couple days, we're going to be talking about Star Wars around the world and what it looks like and what it sounds like for them, other countries, and Russia. It's known as a galactic western, and I think,
or at least it was.
right. It was. Star Wars has always kind of been that mold of like a western in space. And they kind of did it with Solo a little bit with the train
More
heist.
so than anything
Right.
else, I would say. That's exactly what we've said when we.
And from what I see from the set and the kind of feel and the little bits we know about the Mandalorian, I think it's going to be kind of a western, just more so a western than anything.
Oh yeah.
I love westerns too, so it's perfectly fine for me. I know some people aren't as.
They got Nick Nolte. It's going to be
Yeah.
a western.
Nick Nolte's going to be on a space rocking chair,
Yeah.
smoking a space pipe.
Space corn
got
cob
a space spittoon.
Yeah.
Spittoon.
He's
pipe.
yeah,
Sounds like a laser bolt.
and
Still,
then-
still does the patoo.
yeah. He's like, the Mandalorian helmets are just going to be like cowboy hats at this point.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you're right. One black helmet, white helmet.
all right. So
Hey, that's the bad guy.
yeah, the final thing Well, it's not the only thing I was excited about this past year, but the Jedi Fallen Order announcement. I'm willing to give EA another shot at making a Star Wars game, especially if it's something that's different. That's this is going to be just about a Jedi.
Do you think we
than
keep
it
giving them
is-
chances just because they're capable?
I'm giving them a chance because I don't have any other thing.
You have no
I
other
can't,
option?
You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, you're right. We can't just be like, no, we're giving it to someone else because it's not up to us.
Right. But the idea of following a Padawan during Order 66 sounds very exciting to me. And I hope that they kind of pull a little bit from The Force Unleashed. And
Ooh,
we have a
maybe.
cool kind of modern Force Unleashed where you are a Padawan and you get stronger and stronger throughout the years. And I'm pretty excited about that. Johnny, what are your 3 things?
I chose 3 things that were like more like local and like just in my personal life.
Okay.
So I did on Steam. They released a bunch more of the old Star Wars video games this year. So I bought a bunch of them and then played them.
Yeah.
So I thought that's a good way to like, I don't know, rekindle the flame.
Right.
I feel the same way.
And Star Wars games, that's history.
Yeah.
That's the history of Star Wars right there.
I think I got like Empire at War, Republic Commando, the Racer game.
Yeah. The Racer
a
game.
good one.
Oh my gosh.
Have you heard about this studio making the unreleased Battlefront 3?
Oh, I heard about that.
Oh.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You don't know what?
I don't know if
your,
they'll
what's your
finish
knee-jerk
it.
reaction?
I don't think they'll finish it.
Oh, okay. Why do you think they won't? Do you think they'll get shut down?
Either there'll be some sort of thing where Disney will come and be like, you can't do that. Or,
Which we've already seen happen.
Maybe they'll ask permission. I mean, that might be the only.
yeah, it's true. It's
the
kind
only
of pretty. There's other examples of people asking permission and then it working.
that Vader fan film. All they had to do was ask permission, and they're like, "Here's your free reign. We see what you're doing. Go ahead." And
Yeah, companies don't like it when you don't ask permission.
yeah, they kind of get irritated.
But anyway, yeah, the video games were a big thing, like finding a bunch of old ones. Another thing, I haven't really tested it out yet, but I'm excited to. I got for Christmas. I got an augmented reality.
Yeah.
It's like a
The lightsaber
game. Yeah, it's called Jedi Challenge.
Is it the one that we've all seen? The one where it's like these cubes come at you, and you gotta slice the cube.
No, that's like
That's
it's
like
not directly Star Wars.
Yeah, that's an independent
I
thing.
see.
This is where
This is Star Wars.
you like fight Kylo Ren.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Dude,
I should bring it over.
Why didn't you?
I'm sorry.
Oh man, because you
But-
told us about it over the break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now
You can record me trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Johnny has
that
seen
that is going to be a video.
Johnny has seen me do VR before, and I get
very
pretty
funny.
flustered.
I wonder if if only we could pull the screen, the video screen, and then I could do like a screen in a screen thing.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you guys are listening to this brainstorm.
I was like, oh, maybe that'll work. And then the third thing was Star Wars Legos are getting really cool.
They are.
Like they are like engineering the bunch out of them.
Yeah, we went to Lego, the Lego store in Orlando, and their Star Wars stuff was insane.
Stuff that they were selling, or just stuff they've built.
Both. Just the way that Star Wars Legos are now, and probably all Legos.
Yeah.
We can extrapolate it, but they're just like, it's not like older Legos. I'm pointing at the ones we have on the set where it's very like, this is the piece to do this, and it's like kind of bulky and gross. Like these ones, they'll be like, this piece is for this set, and it does this thing, and
Wow.
And it looks exact.
yeah, it looks. It's really crazy, like what they're doing with that stuff. I know that it's weird to buy Legos for yourself as an adult, but if you want like a fun, if you're into like engineering, like how people build things and like make models of things, go ahead and pick one up because they're doing really good stuff with that.
The Solo Millennium Falcon we saw,
Oh, that was ridiculous.
it was beautiful looking.
How big was it? If you could measure,
it's
on
not
this
as big
table?
as older ones.
It's not as big as like the Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably like $150 or something like that for
That's
the
not
Solo
bad.
one. But it probably would have been like this big.
Wow.
Yeah, there's
Incredible.
bigger ones. They have like the ultimate ones, which are like humongous. But
Sorry for the listeners. I did like about 2 feet or so.
Yeah.
That's how big I put my hands away from each other. But they had like the Death Star. The Death Star was like $350 or something like that, and the box was like the size of like a mattress box.
I feel like I would have to suspend that if I built it.
it's just that I think the biggest thing is that they're just becoming better at building these things. Like if you look at like I don't know if you ever got the old back when they were just introducing like the Technic stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
And they got the walkers, the AT-AT walkers, the
yes.
first AT-AT walker. And we were at the store, and they had the new ones, the like ones from Last Jedi.
Yep.
They had one of those, and they just look amazing.
Yes.
They just look very intricate and like,
and like they can be moved very
That's
easily.
what I'm most
and-
impressed with new Legos and the movement that you can.
yes,
Because I've seen people create their own personal sets from pieces that exist. They don't have to invent new pieces, and it's like a model of Sisyphus moving a stone, and it's like, oh my gosh, how?
And then they had a life-sized Ray and BB-8 built.
So cool.
oh yeah, outside.
Very cool.
That's amazing.
But yeah, so when it comes to this new year, my things were announcements that I was excited about, and those are things we have to look forward to. The Mandalorian, Cassian, Rogue One series, the Jedi Fallen Order. Legos in Star Wars are probably just going to get better and better and better, and probably more expensive.
Yes,
We have
Star
Galaxy's Edge to look
Yep.
forward to, because soon we're probably going to be seeing real shots and real things from Galaxy's Edge.
I'm getting excited in my mind just thinking about all the Galaxy's Edge reveals we're going to see at Celebration.
Oh,
Because we're going to see them first.
Oh yeah, yeah, we
It's
are.
going to be amazing.
And-
we're falling out of our seats.
And I will announce now for everybody, we will be live streaming our travels in terms of getting to Celebration, being at Celebration, all that on the Star Wars Hub. So, yeah,
Thanks, Star Wars Hub,
Woo!
partnering up with them.
So if you want to see how it looks there and follow us around while we gawk and cry, you can do that with us over there, and it'll be pretty fun. So those are some big things that we have to look forward to. And, 2018 was a weird year for Star
we
Wars.
did a little bit of a year in review and a year looking forward.
Right.
It's
And
a perfect thing for January 1st. Happy New Year again.
exactly.
New Year.
And Merry Christmas.
And yeah, Merry Christmas. And I think yesterday was the official last day of Kwanzaa. So if you
yeah.
celebrate Kwanzaa.
happy ending
Kwanzaa.
of Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa. Oh, goodness.
Oh boy.
God swallop. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we're
everyone.
starting to get a little.
Still apologize.
So sorry.
Please don't hurt me.
When we start as fun and villainy, Johnny's going to be like, I'm still sorry.
I'm really sorry.
We're getting so loopy right now. We need to do fun and villainy. Hey, when you go and listen to that, we're covering, like I said, the Star Wars and how it is and seen and felt and perceived in other languages and other countries. And we have we're going to do a couple line readings.
Oh, from some interesting translations.
From interesting-
particular Mandarin, English to Mandarin, and then a Mandarin back to English. And you guys should definitely tune in for that one.
Yeah, we're going to have some ambient sounds and whatnot. And then some posters we're going to cover as well, which you'll be able to find on our social medias and on the YouTube stream of the show. So you have that to look forward to in the next year, 2019. Here we come. Johnny, punch it. Let's go into hyperspace. Oh!